My name is Kola, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria Influencers, or Nigeria Fraudulent Exposer. And I make a decision that I will be having a chat to the world, regardless of the fact that I know that today is Monday. A lot of people have gone to work, and the week is just beginning. So people are definitely going to be busy, and most times people are not going to be live. So it is possible for me to have actually make this video and edit it and upload it, but I still just want to make it a live video. And the reason for this is because I want to call for the senses of all Nigerian social media influencers to come together and reason some things that we need to actually talk about. And these things are very important in the progress of Nigeria. Of recent, they just freed very dark man from, is it prison, is it jail, is it this thing, whatever, basically because of the words he has said to certain people in power about the, is it DSP or certain people that he alleged that they are dating or having affairs with Risky. And it was very apparent that they actually took this particular step because when you look at it carefully, you would understand that this guy of a person never actually called out any name. He never said this is the name of the person, but basically because he referred it to the Nigerian police, just like someone can refer a statement to the Nigerians. A Nigerian police is just an entity. It's more or less like an organization that is being set up by Nigerians. If I talk about an Igbo person or I say the Igbos, that doesn't mean that it actually attributes to all Igbos, even if people want to become tribalistic in the way they think, or they feel like, oh, you're categorizing us into group thoughts, and you're insinuating that we all Igbos, this is what we actually represent. But it doesn't change the fact that if you have a deeper discussion, you can always, remove the weights from the shafts. You can always have. What's wrong with you? Don't come here and be shouting, oh. Hey, crazy stuff coming to my gate and making noise. Just affect my train of thought. Well, what I was actually saying is that there are a lot of situations that are going on in Nigeria regarding social media influencers. Hello, Mr. Becca James. Thank you very much. I can see you all. Hello. I can see you all joining me. I'm actually addressing the issue of social media influencers. I uploaded a video regarding calling out the names of Nigerian real estate organization. Yeah, Mr. Flash. Becca James, I'm seeing everything you're saying. I'm getting subscribers. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm actually addressing something about the social media influencers simply because I would be calling out certain real estate organization for the way they've been addressing or treating Nigerians in the aspect of the investors. But I actually want to focus first on the Nigerian social media influencers, and I've been calling the name of Very Dark Man. I've been calling the name of Kuti. I know he's not on ground right now, but I'm actually addressing all this because if we Nigerians are not coming together to choose a path to start speaking up the truth, and when I say the truth, most of us are very easy to talk about things that don't really matter, and we call that the truth. We talk about petty issues. We talk about things that are like someone gets me upset, a lady and a guy has an issue, and we take that to be very serious, and we are saying someone is speaking up the truth. But the real truth that we can start discussing about in Nigeria is basically the truth about our justice system and about our government. And a lot of influencers today are shying away from speaking the truth because it is an easy way out. Then they focus on things that does not matter. People start shouting cyberbulge. People start talking about blessing CEO. Like these are the things that are actually affecting the people of the country. And issues that actually matter, issues that actually make sense when we're supposed to talk about the things that can change the future of the country, everyone shy away from it. There's an example I will give out. Idris Abdul Karim came up with a new song that he called, what did he call the name of this song? Can someone even remind me the name of this song that he just released? Emilio Con. He released a song of Emilio Con. And the next thing we heard is that the Nigerian president is talking about helping. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about helping. I'm talking about we coming together as Nigerian influencers to talk about our justice system. Mr. Tius, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can see you, Clara Azza from USA. I appreciate everything. Yeah, I said I'm focusing on Nigerian influencers coming together to speak about the things that are going on in the nation. Let us look at Nigeria as a whole. What we have been having since the beginning of time is people actually addressing us with certain news. And when the news go ahead spilling up false information about the country, spilling up false information about life itself, about the government, about our justice system, they first of all make sure that they find a way to modulate it. And if they did not get the answers they actually want, they come ahead and start saying other things. You know, the news begin to come up and give us information that are not actually true. And there's no apology even when we figure out the truth. There's something that this girl they call Deola, who one of the senator was addressing in the House of Assembly, saying that she's living in the UK or is in the US and she's on social media, according to him, and he's calling him because of the salaries he's having, and is asking the House of Rep to make an arrest on this particular lady for speaking up what she's fit or what she thinks is the right thing to talk about. And this intimidation is going from place to place, that every Nigerian right now, no one wants to speak out the truth. Karaza, yeah. No one wants to speak out the truth. Every time we speak out the truth, the first thing they do in Nigeria, even if you're saying the truth, they would come for you and they are going to arrest you, apprehend you. And my case, for an example, when I was being apprehended by the law enforcement, I was not even asked, what is the situation about? What happened? What was the discussion about? What transpired between me and the organization? What are my evidence? No, I never did that. In fact, when I went through the script, I realized that the court themselves says they are not going to be coming to show up for the case. They refuse to bring out the case so that we can address the situation in the state at which the issue of the corruption happens. I have a lot of videos on my phone right now that I wish if I had known earlier, probably I would have adjusted my screen to play a lot of videos for you to see how houses are demolishing, the way houses are collapsing. Sorry, not demolished. The way houses are collapsing. And yeah. And you can't have the decency to speak up the truth, because the moment you say it, everyone gets upset. And the law enforcement, they just come after you the moment you speak up the truth. They handcuff you, they put you in cell, keep you there for 3 days. They refuse for you to make up any call. In fact, when I was arrested, they never allowed me to call anyone except my wife. In fact, for me to call my wife, I had to put my phone on loudspeaker so they hear me. No, you said the man said something. He said, "What are you talking about? Buddy, have fun. Do you think we are stupid? Nigerians are not stupid. I do not think we are stupid. I think it is the indoctrination of our institution. That is one of the things that disturbs our mind. One of the person who has paved the way was someone like Fela, who has understand the institution of the Westerners, bringing it back to Africans and telling us that we are ignorant. You see, when you get the knowledge of those who have actually, educate you, but they enslaved you first of all, and now they say they want to liberate you through education. They can never give you the true facts of education. And so Nigeria are blinded. And one thing that confused me about this country, that seriously confused me about this country is, why are we afraid of debt? Debt is the biggest thing Nigerians are afraid of. The estate I was in, if I had shown you what is going on right now, people start praising me since yesterday, even since about a month ago. Everyone start praising me. Oh, Mr. Kola, because of us, the whole estates now have light. People are paying exactly what they are using for, which I've been fighting for. People now have the confidence to start speaking against the authority, the real estate organization. These ones are not even government, just because they associate themselves with few government executives. People are praising me. But when I was speaking the truth, then everyone would tell me, Oga, you are good, they will kill you. You need to be careful. You need to be this. You need to be that. When you see corruption in your eyes, face to face, looking at you, Yoruba will call it Ojukoroju. People are so scared to go against authority. And like someone said, we are all ignorant. We are ignorant, truly. I would agree with that fact. We are ignorant. And the few people who are a little bit conscious, because I don't like associating myself as an educated person. I think they glorify education so much, and I'm not bringing the education down, but they glorify education so much that education was supposed to be something for us to raise our consciousness, for us to be more aware, for us to be able to tell ourselves the truth. But right now, they've pinpointed education in a way whereby it is just an indoctrination. That means you have to have a particular way of thinking. When I speak on the platform of the estate that I bought property, and we are on the platform and we discuss, most people always say something. They will say, Mr. Kola, we know you are saying the truth, but you need to be diplomatic. Where did diplomacy actually come from? It is a sense of the Westerners. It is a sense that they bring it into us and tell us that you don't have to be rash in the way you speak, and which I don't think I am rash. But they are trying to put us inside a box. You see, first of all, they tell you that being aggressive, fighting, violent is an offense. And then people start reducing the aspect of violence because there's a penalty for it, and we don't want to go to prison for it. So everyone starts taking caution of that. Now they say the next thing you have to do is to have the freedom to speak up the truth. And then when you start making up decision to be able to speak up the truth, the next thing they start doing is they begin to censor, just like someone just wrote right now. We are all being said, okay, yes, Mr. Pat, like what he rightfully said. Now they censor us from speaking. Like what happened in the real estate I'm talking about, which I'll be calling the name. I actually released the video not quite long that I'll be speaking out and be calling out the names because we are setting up certain legal teams right now so that when we start calling the names of this organization for defrauding a lot of people in Nigeria and a lot of people in diaspora, at least we will be on the safer side. Because Nigerian court or justice system, they don't know anything. The first thing they do is, once they bring you to the court, the day I was brought to the court, the judge looked at the paper, the case, and the judge said something. He said, what kind of stupid case is this? Why would you bring this kind of dirty case? This is something you guys are supposed to, resolve between yourself. This was what the judge said, that the case they brought to him, we are supposed to go and resolve it. This case does not make any sense. But at the end of the day, I was asked to be remanded. And for me to be remanded, I had to stay in jail for 2 months, 10 days. While we are working on the bail, just for me to get my bail, I had to spend over 970,000 just for me to get a bail at Ikoyi Federal High Court. I was at Ikoyi prison. And when you see the corruption in the prison, now you begin to ask yourself, is this truly a correctional, did they call it correctional system or correctional center? That is the foundation of corruption center. The corruption in the correctional center is higher than what we are even seeing in Nigeria as a whole. So when they hold you as an individual and they put you in the prison, in Nigeria prison, you most likely will come out to be more corrupt. If you want to be the worst person in life, go to Nigerian prison. Every kind of connection you are ever thinking of. If you imagine to be a murderer, you will see crazy murderers who will educate you. And you will see the same people who are asked to protect, and I don't want to speak out everything, but the same people who are asked to protect and to guide these people so they can get corrected, they are the one corrupting the people. You ask yourself, how are people getting phones in the prison? At least about 10% of prisoners have phones. And like I said in one of my videos, they still defraud people outside the country. And they still make money. They still collect payment. How is that happening if the government is actually looking into all these things? So Nigerian real estate, I don't want to play out on video because of the cases that is on ground. I want to push the case to a certain level before I start calling out the names, because we are definitely going to address names. There are a lot of Nigerian real estate who are actually fraud. And if you are not calling out their name, they will feel like they are Messiah. They will feel like there's nothing anyone can do about it. They are King of Kings. So the idea is to start calling out these people's name and start having serious conversation. And if anyone also in diaspora is passing through this particular thing, they can come out and speak about it. Because I can tell you for a fact, I've been to several and numerous events on this real estate organization. The only target in their head is the people in diaspora. We in Nigeria, we are a nobody. We are just like, if you have the money, you can come in. But the target of the people they want to defraud are those in diaspora. I have never been to any real estate event in Nigeria and they are not focusing their attention on the people in diaspora. And what is the reason? Because these are the people that we can tell something that worth about something that worth about 200,000. If we tell them it's 5 million, they don't care. They are going to send the money. And that was exactly the same thing. Initially, I was telling the people in my estate that people are defrauding you. When I came to this place, I started getting properties outside the estate. And I don't want to conflict it in the sense that, yes, it's possible you do your business or you invest in something, you can make your own money. Yes, you can make your money and do something else. And you can decide to sell it at any price that is convenient. But When you don't do the right thing that you're supposed to do, like I said in the video that I was making, I think I posted a video yesterday, and I said something that most of the people outside in diaspora that are working right now, most of you believe that having a global CFO, or if any real estate tells you that they have global CFO, most people would not verify it, number one. Then most of you would believe that they have the right document. For example, one of the real estate I was talking about, when I went through their survey, I saw that they have only 10 acres of land that the government approved for them. 10 acres of land. I was part of the 10 acres. And I'm actually videoing you from the same property. And in the 10 acres of land, now they have over 500 acres of land. But every other person who buy property, and these are buildings, this is not just mere land, these are buildings. So 490 acres is not inside the government's, what do they call it? Out of the global CFO. The government gave them 10 acres. That means including recreation center, including centralized borehole system, including all this stuff. But they go beyond the 10 acres of land and they did extra 490 acres, and people keep buying. And so what they did was they blunt the survey so that an average person cannot look at that survey and know that this particular thing that we are looking at right now, our property is not part of it. And most people are not doing their due diligence. They just come to Nigeria, stay in their property for a while, and they leave. And when they leave, these people still continue purchasing more land. Now, the question is this: if people are afraid of the government, if people know that the government are going to be holding them responsible, would you think that this real estate organization will be doing such? Do you think that this real estate organization will be doing such? I believe they wouldn't. I believe they would dare not. And the same people in this same real estate I'm talking about, some of the governments are actually, I have to be careful of the things that I say. I have to be careful. Well, I'll say some of the executives in government. I use the word executives because when I say executive, I'm not just talking about executive. I'm talking about executive, THIEF. Some of the executives are actually hiding their money within the real estate organization. And so the bone of contention right now is to speak to other influencers, because some of these issues are supposed to be civil case. In Nigeria, I think that there's supposed to be freedom of speech for you to be able to address somebody and tell the person that this thing you've done is a lie, or this thing you're doing is fraudulent, or this thing you're doing is a scam, and peradventure, it is not true, and you don't have your evidence to back up your claim. You should be paying heavily for it, or you should be going to jail. But the Nigerian system, we turn it upside down. The moment someone comes to the Nigerian police force and you tell them that Nigeria officers, take this money, we want you to apprehend this person, just because this person said something like this, the Nigerian police, they most likely will get you without asking you any question. They just arrest you, they keep you there, and before you know, they charge you to court. And once they charge you to court, they know that the process for you to come out from court is very difficult. And because in Nigerian system, holidays are very much. We have a lot of holidays. Holidays for this, holidays for that. So while you are processing your bill, you are spending more time there. And they try to kill your spirits with the prison system. The suffering, you can't have money to eat. Initially, when I think when I was about to get released, there was something the government began to do in the prison. They said they do that maybe once in a year or once in 2 years or so. I saw that they started searching the whole Nigerian prison cell, going there. If they get you have money in the prison cell, they seize the money. If they find out you're having a phone, they take the phone. I'm not against the phone, but now you are in the prison cell and there is no food in the prison. There is no food in jail. In fact, you have a civil case that you're supposed to be addressing. They will mix you up with the criminals. They will keep you and you start living your life with the criminals and going through the same thing. And I'm not asking for privilege. I'm saying if you actually create a correction center, how come in a correction center they are giving guys weeds? How come in correction center you start seeing colos? How come in correction center you start seeing drugs? All kinds of drugs are available in Nigerian prison cell. There is no drug you can think of that Nigerian prison cell did not have. Maybe cocaine is not present, but I think in the other cells that they are privileged cell, you will find them there. So you can provide good food for these people, and I'm not asking you to feed them because they are not there to get fed. I think they are there to get corrected, and suffering is part of it. But there are things they begin to do to destroy. Oh God. I think before I dive deep to start speaking about certain things I've seen, I will still need to ask my lawyer to give me some guidelines about the things that I should spill out to the public or not. When I tell you what is actually going on in Nigerian prison, you will be so amazed. The things they do, some people, I just hear a lot of people will tell you that they give them beans, it's about beans. No, it's not about beans. If it's about beans, beans is a very good thing. There's nothing wrong feeding people beans. In fact, if they would eat beans for the rest of their life there, for those who are being convicted, that's fine. There's something stronger than that. And I don't know if I should be spilling out the things that I'm seeing there. Maybe when I'm done with this particular case with some of this real estate organization that I'm actually trying to expose. So I think the point of me coming out today to speak about this is that we need to get to a point that we as Nigerian influencers can come together and start speaking to our Senate, is it House of Rep, these people who implement laws. Tell them that any issue that tends to be like someone says something and you guys call it defamation of character or whatever, let the Nigerian police force not get involved. Let the person be sued. And if the person is found guilty, before the person should be taken to, or maybe the person will serve time, or the person will pay price for it, or will be fined for it. Because if we are not doing this, we will ruin the life of a lot of people, because I have certain experience that some people will arrest you and they go to your house and they start implanting things there. There's a pastor right now. Most of you would have been hearing the pastor in Nigeria. He's a very prominent pastor. I saw one of his choir members, just because the choir member was against this particular individual, they sent this guy to prison. His wife then, while he was in prison, I was in the same prison with him. He was in a different cell. While this guy was in prison serving time, his wife called for help and talked about the issue that happened. The Nigerian pastor asked the Nigerian police force to start intimidating. The woman had to run with the children, newborn baby, run away. Just because this man speak out his own opinion. I think that I would tell you this before I round up to this. I'll tell you that if you want to do find this, if you can hear Yoruba a little bit, if you are Nigerian and you can hear Yoruba a little bit, I would advise that you go to this channel they call Yoruba Gidi. The man is called Fashuba, Yoruba Gidi TV on YouTube. And maybe the first 10 videos, recent video that I just posted, you're going to see stories about that particular Nigerian pastors. And this particular Nigerian pastor is into diabolic things. Serious diabolic things. The evidences are there because he had to do journalism, go to the houses, go to the house of the herbalists, showed a lot of pictures, and he has everything on that channel. So I would advise you all, if you're a Yoruba and you can understand Yoruba, Yoruba TV, Yoruba Gidi TV, sorry, Yoruba Gidi, that's YORU, Yoruba, yes, YORUBAGIDI TV. Just put that on your Google, check it, and you're going to see the work of that man. And he exposes this Nigerian, I don't want to call the name, so they would say, I haven't done my own research and I'm calling the name of the person. But all I am pleading for is that Nigerian influencers will begin to do what is proper, and so we can have the liberty to speak up our mind. If the Nigerian news are spilling out false information to the Nigerians, telling us the things that is not going to, the things that doesn't really matter. But when we as individuals decide to speak up the truth, even when we have the evidence, then all the organization have to do is just to lay complaint. All the individual have to do is just to lay complaint, just like the case of Very Dark Man and the rest of it. I think Very Dark Man shouldn't have gone to prison. A lot of people are rejoicing about it. Yes, he's supposed to go to prison and all of that. I don't think that what is said, I could be wrong, and you can correct me. I don't think that what Very Dark Man says is supposed to go to prison. And the reason why I said that is because I believe that he never mentioned the name of any law enforcement or any individual saying that this particular person is having affairs with Bobby Risky. And the so-called Bobby Risky, the day I was in jail when they brought Bobby Risky. And just because they brought Bobby Risky, they shut down the whole jail. That's how you know corruption exists. Why? Would you think that they would have brought Bobby Risky and they would shut down the whole place because Bobby Risky is a female or is a male or whatever he say he is? Or it's because Bobby Risky there's certain privileges that comes with Bobby Risky. That's how I see it for now. I think Nigerian people need to start speaking up the truth. And if we keep deciding that we want to start living in fear every time, me, I don't care. I have said it over and over that this real estate organization that I want to expose first, I am only playing. I am coming to the Nigerian government. There are few government representatives that I actually have certain information on, but at the right time, I will start spilling out. And I know at the end of the day, two things are always involved. First of all, they try to silence you, cancel you. If it doesn't work, they put you in jail. If that does not work, then they want to come for your life. But at the end of the day, certain people have to show example of speaking out the truth. And speaking out the truth is not always easy. It comes at a cost. There is no good thing any human being can do on the surface of this earth that doesn't come with a cost. The problem of Nigerians is we are so afraid of pain. And that's the reason why we live in pain. That's what I'm going to be using to summarize this for today. So thank you everyone who has joined me on live. I appreciate. I never felt anyone would be coming on live. I was just like, let me just pick up my mind on live and then see where it goes. Thank you everyone. Have a blessed day. Adios, amigos.